soldiers who serve this country bravely. What a privilege it is to be with you all. And I want to thank Phil and Sean and Dan for setting this thing up. These men have taken great risks. These men have taken great risks to do this in this stand. And why are we here? We're here because our country is under attack. And it's got to stop.
Come on.
It's got to stop. I want to tell you something, brethren. This is the struggle of our age. This is the major struggle of our age. It's time for us to stand, and you men and women are here for such a time as this. Time to stand up to terror. And what is the terror threat that we face? The terror threat we face is jihadist terrorism that is stalking the streets of this country. I want to tell you something about my story. 30 years ago, I was posted to Northern Ireland to stand against terrorism, and many of you men and women here stood in Northern Ireland against terrorism. And I want to thank you on behalf of the people of Northern Ireland, because we've got peace now. We've got peace because of you. We've got peace. And I also want to say about Northern Ireland, the vast majority of the people in Northern Ireland are against the prosecution of veterans. They're against it. It shouldn't be happening. There shouldn't be veterans getting prosecuted for what happened in the Troubles. But that's not why we're here today. We're here today because there is a darkness stalking the streets of this country. And that darkness is Islamic supremacism. That darkness is jihadism. And we're standing against it. We're standing against it. It's a new menace. It's been growing for years like a cancer. And it's got stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's going to stop. It's going to stop.
It has to.
It's going to stop. And I want to call on our Muslim friends and neighbours. We're not bothered what religion you are. I want to call on our Muslim friends and neighbours. Start throwing these people out of your communities, because we know that you are the victims of the jihadists as well. And if you throw them out of your community, we will stand with you. Yes! We will stand with you. We will support you. But I want to say a word. I want to say a word to the jihadists. We do not fear you.
No!
You will not win.
No!
You will not impose your Islamic fascism on this country. It will not happen. There will be no Islamic supremacism in this country. We will win. And I want to say this to the next suicide bomber who thinks when he explodes his vest in a crowd of civilians, of little girls, that thinks he's going to go to paradise. I've got news for you, my friend. You're going to open your eyes in the flames of hell. And I want to say this very strongly. We also completely condemn any violence against Muslims. That is not what we're about. Right? It's not what we're about. We want to defend and protect our Muslim friends and neighbours. This isn't about religion. This is about extremism. See, there's been a moral failure. The heart of the government for years have allowed this to grow. They've got to change. A few weeks ago, Theresa May stood and said, enough's enough. She was right. Enough is enough. This has to change, and it has to stop. And we put a petition out. I'm sure many of you signed it. If you haven't signed it, get on Facebook. Get that petition signed. We want 100,000 signatures on it, and we're going to present it to Amber Rudd, the Home Secretary. And what we're calling for in the letter that's going into Parliament is this. First of all, we want to lock up the 3,000 jihadists. We want to lock up the 3,000 jihadists that Secondly, we want to see the returning members of ISIS. We want to see the returning members of... I'm about to take off here. We want to see the returning members of ISIS tried for high treason. They have murdered little girls. They have raped, they have pillaged, and they want to destroy our country. It is treason, and they must be arrested and tried for high treason.
War crime!
As the Chancellor, yes, war crime, as the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Philip Hammond, called for this in 2014 when he was Foreign Secretary. We agree with him. Get him locked up, get him tried for treason.
Well
We also want to give the security forces as much support as we possibly can. We want them to have as many resources as they can. We're also against the imposition of Islamic blasphemy law and Sharia law in the UK. We want to ask where the money's coming from to support these groups. We know there's a report that's gone out. We want to see that report published. And I want to say this as a close. There is no acceptable level of terrorism. There is no acceptable level of terrorism. Living in a big city does not mean that you should be part and parcel of terrorist attacks. We should be able to live in a big city. The government has given advice. If there's a terrorist attack, on what to do. It's the complete opposite of what squaddies want to do. They've told us to run, hide and tell. I want to say this. If there's a terrorist attack, stand, fight and protect!